So now that 2024 is finished, I think it's only fair to do the top 10 most comfortable releases which released back in 2024. So let's not waste any more time and start with the number 10 on my list, which was the new release of the Nike Pegasus 41, which dropped in the middle of the year, and this time we got an important upgrade, I would say. They finally changed the shape, and this one, at least in my opinion, looks quite nice. So the retail price, if I'm not mistaken, increased slightly, but I really feel that this one in a way became a bit better. For sure, the materials felt much nicer. Also the level of comfort, I would say that it's also almost the same as the Pegasus 40, but having this new design, most definitely this one feels refreshed, which I guess in a way was kind of needed. I really feel that this one is now filling the void left by the Invincible range, which just took a back seat and we didn't get anything back in 2024. So most definitely I find that this one is still one of the most comfortable releases, which you can wear it either for lifestyle or as a running shoe as it was intended. So going now to the number 9 on the list, guys, we're gonna have a pair of Asics, which will be the Gel NYC, which I think was released initially back in 2023, but I didn't manage to get any of those releases. So all year long I reviewed a lot of color combinations with some different materials as well. I really feel that this one coming at just 145 pounds here in the UK, or around 160 US dollars, it's a very important drop on the market, which is disrupting a lot of other brands, which for sure has a very interesting design. Most of the times also brings quite good materials as well. Of course, it's also quite comfortable, and now in the last month or so it also received like some new materials which will make it quite good for colder seasons. So most definitely I feel that this one is another great release on the market, which if I'm not mistaken now you can also find it on sale. Going now to the number 8 on the list, guys, we're gonna have the new release of the Ultra Boost range, which now it's called the Ultra Boost 5. We also had the Ultra Boost 5X as well, which it doesn't have that cage. So this one dropped back in 2024 a bit later than usual. This one most of the times it's dropping somewhere around at the start of the year. Not entirely sure why it got delayed to July. Nevertheless, we finally got it, and this one again very comfortable, a very nice new design, but at least for me personally this one now feels like a proper pair of running shoes. The previous releases, as you might know, they were always considered lifestyle shoes, and coming at 160 pounds, this one also decreased in price, which usually doesn't happen. So if I'm not mistaken, I think we're actually preparing quite soon to receive the new Ultra Boost, which it might happen at the start of the year, or maybe we're gonna have another surprise and it will drop again middle of the summer. Going now to the number 7 on the list, guys, we're gonna have a pair of Nike 2K5, and related to this range also the Pegasus Wave as well, which dropped somewhere around middle of the year. So this one it's bringing those 2000s vibes back into the spotlight. This one also has a very good pricing, which varies between 130 and 150 pounds here in the UK. Most of the times the materials are quite average, but given that the price is quite low, I think that it's somewhat decent. Of course, I think we are mainly paying for that midsole, which will have a full-length airsole unit. If I'm not mistaken, we also received like a Comme des Garçons release as well, which was above 200 pounds here in the UK. Most definitely this is a very nice new retro looking pair of shoes, which is quite comfortable. Going now to the number 6 on the list, guys, we're gonna have a pair of Adidas, which will be the Redlander Mock, which most definitely was a very pleasant surprise. I actually bought this one just because it was new and I wanted to compare it with that pair of Nike ACG Mocks. So the price for this one here in the UK, it's just 90 pounds or 100 US dollars. and straight after putting them on feet, I was quite surprised. The level of comfort is quite good, the materials as well. This one for sure I would wear it almost everywhere. It's also quite lightweight, I would say. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it's also on sale, and we're also gonna have a Gore-Tex version as well, which will make it perfect for the rainy season. So for sure I find that this one, it's an interesting one, which, as I said earlier, it's now on sale, so most definitely you can bag yourself a deal. So going now to the number 5 on my list, guys, we're gonna have the new pair of Nike Air Max DN, which dropped back in March, if I'm not mistaken. The retail price was £155, which was slightly a bit lower than what everyone was expecting. The design, it's quite an interesting one and a futuristic, which most of these Air Max releases are having anyway. But having that very big air bubble, which it's called a dynamic, if I'm not mistaken, everyone was afraid that it's just another way of giving us a very big bubble at the back. For my surprise, this one has a very interesting transition between the air bubbles inside, and it's quite comfortable, and being paired with that foam at the front and with quite good materials for the upper, I feel that this one, it's if I'm not mistaken, one of the most comfortable releases for any Air Max ever. I might be mistaken, but for sure I feel that this one is quite a good one. And now at the start of the year, these ones are available in a lot of color combinations, and most of them are on sale as well. Going now to the number 4 on my list, guys, we're gonna have another pair of Asics, which it's called the Gel Cayo 20. I know that this one was released during the year in a lot of color combinations. We also had some collaborations as well. But for me personally, I had my first contact with this range just a couple of weeks back, when I bought that collaboration with Unaffected, if I'm not mistaken, with the name, which comes at a slightly higher price than the normal one, which is coming at just £195. This collaboration is coming at 215, but it brings some different materials and designs. For sure this one is quite comfortable. I feel that it's a bit more comfortable than the Gel NYC. Of course the price will be higher, but most definitely I was quite surprised, and I really feel that this one, it's quite an interesting one. But if it's not a collaboration, at least for me personally, the design for this range, it's not that appealing. But even without a collaboration, it's quite expensive. So going now to my top 3 of most comfortable shoes from back in 2024. So starting with the number 3, we're gonna have something which is actually quite new and still available on the confirmed app. So this will be the Adidas Sponge, which it's available in 2 colorways for now. This one, it's coming at just £100, which for sure will be a very good price. For sure I was very surprised by the materials used for the upper, which are actually quite flimsy, but this is quite a comfortable pair of shoes, which is also very lightweight. But for me personally, what I've experienced for this pair, guys, it's that it lacks a bit of extra material at the heel section, and it really gives you the impression that you are just sitting on the side of a curb. Rather than that, I can't complain about anything else. The materials, the comfort, the price are actually quite good for this range. Going now to the second place on my list, guys, we're gonna have another release coming from Adidas, and this one will be the Aruku, which dropped a couple of months back in 2 colorways. I actually dropped a review for both of them. Even quite recently we had another 2 or even 3 colorways, so altogether we have 5 colorways to choose from. So the retail price for this one is just £110, and it will bring this new foam material, which is called the swirl foam. We're gonna have quite good materials for the upper, which are lightweight and breathable. I think this has one of the most highest foams for the midsole, which for sure is quite comfortable. But as I said in my review for this pair, it really feels quite strange in the midfoot, where it feels that it has a bulge. It takes a couple of hours to get used to it, but for sure I really feel that this one is one of the most comfortable releases coming for the whole year from Adidas, alongside the Sponge one. So Adidas, it's really bringing a lot of new materials on the market, which I really hope that they will come to other future releases now in 2025. So going now to number 1 on my list, guys, I actually have 2 of them. I couldn't decide which one is better, and they are actually both coming from New Balance. So one of it will be the New Balance Fresh Foam X, which has a very high stack for the midsole, which it's quite comfortable and very bouncy. To be honest, the materials for the upper feels a bit cheap, but yet again, these two are coming at just 140 pounds here in the UK, which most definitely it's a great price. And the second one coming again from New Balance will be the Fuel Cell Rebel 4, which will be a pair of road running shoes, and this one is one of the most lightest on this list, which again has a very lightweight midsole. Even the materials for the upper are lightweight as well, and given that both of them are running shoes, I think it's just fair to use these materials. So this one again, it's available in a lot of colorways already, but most of them are sold out almost instantly after restock. So I guess a lot of people were pleased about this release and are just going for it straight away. This will be my top 10 releases which I actually reviewed. And of course, I've tried to put on this list models which are fairly new. Of course, some of them are coming from 2023, where I didn't actually knew about them. So yeah, guys, this was my top 10 most comfortable releases for 2024. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to press the like button, maybe also subscribe to the channel. Of course, if you want to have a look at any of my latest reviews, you can choose from any of the videos which you have now on the screen. And as always, I will see you in my next one. Thanks for watching!